first stop in Peru is at the old colonial city of Arequipa. Located at 12 degrees south of the equator and at about 10,000 feet, Arequipa enjoys the perfect all-year-round climate. Here we meet our first guide, Hilda, who is a lot of fun. Now, Peru is famous for its potatoes. Apparently there are thousands of varieties. There seems an endless display in this covered market. There is every type of tropical fruit that arrive daily on a grueling 10-hour lorry trip from the Amazon rainforest. Arequipa is a bustling city where every other car seems to be a minuscule taxi cab. Our hotel must have been hundreds of years old, with walls over a metre thick and a view of the snow-capped Andes mountains from the window. No time to spare as we head off over the high plateaus towards Cusco Canyon. At about 14,000 feet, the only thing that can survive up here are the woolly alpacas, who are suitably dressed for this type of climate. The coloured ribbons are so that the herders know which ones belong to them. Cusco Canyon is vast, allegedly even bigger than North America's Grand Canyon. Every available piece of ground is farmed, with terraces cut into impossible angles on the slopes. Life up here seems to move at about the speed of a cow. It's almost impossible to comprehend the scale of this place. That river is almost a vertical mile below us. Difficult to spot and even harder to film, these giant condors have a 3-metre wingspan. Our trip to our overnight stay at Cusco Canyon Lodge is held up by endless traffic jams. To help us cope with the altitude, we're given a cup of coca tea, which is made out of narcotic hedge trimmings and tastes disgusting. We wind our way down the valley until we come to the Cusco Canyon Lodge, which is very comfortable and has its own hot pool at 36 to 38 degrees centigrade. It also has the strangest looking mottled alpaca. In the local town we saw a variety of transport ranging from alpaca rickshaws to highly coloured tuk-tuks. At the unearthly hour of 7:30 each morning, there's a dance display by girls from the local school. According to legend, some of the local boys would dress up as girls so that they can meet the local ladies, You can see them with a special headdress that covers part of their face to disguise them. Back on the road, we cross these snow-capped mountains and come across this family busy ploughing with oxen. They seem a cheery bunch and call to us, "Hi, hello gringo." We meet another family who are ploughing using donkeys, and they invite me to try my hand. Believe me, it's not as easy as it looks, especially at that altitude. Eventually we reach Lake Titicaca, which is the highest navigable lake in the world, some 100 miles long and 50 miles wide. It spans between Peru and Bolivia. Our boat trip is taking us to visit the famous floating islands that are made completely out of reeds and float on the surface of the lake. I'd read about these islands and assumed there'd only be a few, but there's about 70 of them. About half a dozen families live on each. We visited one that had a population of 25, including children. Apparently they're run a bit like a commune, and one family will provide and cook the food for the whole island for one day and a different one the next. The island we visited made us very welcome. I think their economy depends on tourism. They went to great lengths to explain how their islands are built. Apparently, they start off with a pile of reeds and keep putting more and more on top until it floats. This procedure has to be repeated about every 2 weeks. Some of the islands are 3, 4 or even 5 meters thick. It appears they'll last for up to 50 years. The one we were on is 35 years old. They claim their diet consists of fish they catch and duck's eggs they find in the reeds. But having met some of the ladies, I wonder if their diet includes sweeties from the visiting floating shop. Everything from their boats, their houses and their islands are made out of reeds. For this reason you can imagine they're a little concerned about fire, and they have an ingenious cooking pot, which is a sort of earthenware range where you burn the fuel inside an earthenware crock and the other pots sit on top. It's now time to head back, but our local guide Willie explains the local culture in an accent we can't begin to understand. Also on the lake is a large steel ship that had to be brought overland in small pieces and took 6 years to assemble. Back on terra firma, we visit a weaving village. This antiquated hand loom system takes them all day just to make a few garments. The young men are busy building a fishing boat, while the rest of the family are ploughing the fields and this shy lady is planting potatoes. Today we visit a proper island on the lake, and again their main industry is weaving these highly coloured fabrics. They make these intricate traditional designs without any written pattern. It's all done from memory. Today we join the Andean Explorer train for a trip across the mountains to Cusco. From the observation car we watch as trains roll out of the city of Puno. We seem to be travelling down the middle of the road. There's the last view of Lake Titicaca as we begin our climb up into the mountains. A few miles on, the train goes through Juliaca Market, which is an amazing sight. You're almost running over the stalls, and as you pass by, they have to move the goods out of the rail, and when you've left, they move them back again. It's almost like doing up a zip fastener. The railway closes behind you. As this train only runs twice a week, it's a minor aggravation to the local stallholders. Fortified by a supply of pisco sour, the bar suddenly erupts into a party scene. Eventually life returns to normal as we arrive in the ancient city of Cusco, where we explore the remains of the Inca Empire. The quality of the stonework is absolutely amazing, every joint a perfect fit. Some of the structures are absolutely huge, but even these massive stones still are perfectly shaped.
We see it here upside down.
Our guide David shows us all parts of the colonial city built by the Spanish, but I'm still more fascinated by the Inca stonework. These terraces cut into the mountainside lead way down into the sacred valley. But at the very top there are these huge stones that weigh about 20 tons each and are all infilled and connected by smaller blocks. Moving right along, we catch another train called the Hiram Bingham, which takes us up to Machu Picchu. Now Hiram is the man that discovered the lost city of the Incas in about 1911. Now the train is waved off by some dancers in bizarre costumes.
pequeños y tenían pues que hacer un servicio militar obligatorio acuartelado. Precisamente esa danza trata acerca de ese servicio del leva.
We were treated to a commentary that we couldn't understand and some music of doubtful quality.
Remember that in our rainy season, this river becomes crazy. It's 2 or 3 times bigger, so that the Sacred Valley faces almost every year well, the Sacred River, Wilcamayo, and this is a tributary of the Amazon River, and this is the same one which goes around the sacred mountain of Machu Picchu. It's the starting point of the Inca Trail, and remember that the Inca Trail is not running along the bank of this river. The Inca Trail runs all over the mountains, so that the highest point on the Inca Trail, it's located above 14,500.
The water in this river will take approximately 4 months before it spills into the Atlantic Ocean.
Way below we can see our train leaving as we climb high into the sacred mountain of Machu Picchu. No words can describe the splendor of this ancient city.